Yo, what's up guys? Trader Main back here. Wanted to get one more quick video update out. My last video was a joint stream with WMD4X Will. It was super fun. Highly suggest you check that out. It's on my YouTube page there, but we didn't get into a ton of market analysis like I normally do in my streams. I'd uploaded the video the night prior to that video, and so this will be kind of an update to that and give you my outlook on BTC going into the next couple days, because that was more like an interview style video. It turned out great though. I highly suggest you watch it. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. It's on my YouTube. So getting into price right now, we actually saw exactly what I had expected to happen play out on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's good. So the question is, what do we do now? So in both instances, when I released that last video a couple of days ago, we were trading up here and I said, I'm expecting us to move back. I'm expecting us to move back towards, I was saying 20,200 to 20,300 on Bitcoin and 1,500 to 1,515 on Ethereum. And so where were those levels derived from, right? So both of those were based on these order blocks here, right? That led to this most recent up thrust. So we came there and I said, I'm not just blindly longing. And if you actually look, when we initially came in to the level here on Bitcoin, there was an opportunity to get long here. Even based on the 1 hour, I mentioned, okay, if we get bullish market structure here, you could argue for a long. And you did get, a bullish market structure shift here. There's your pullback, right? Or you could argue that once we got that shift, here's your entry. And where are you targeting? You're targeting into resistance, right? Into resistance, filling in some of this candle, but that would be like a low time frame day trade. I'm looking for more where the next higher low is going to form if we're going to see that continuation on Bitcoin up into here. So I said this is an area where that could form, but I want to see the bullishness form on my execution time frame that's going to give me a clue, give me a hint that I'm going to be getting in line, back in line with this high time frame trend of potentially going up higher and being able to have a high probability trade, right? By targeting where I'm actually looking for the setup to form. So looking at this price swing here, this is a rather shallow pullback, just at 50%, right? So we're just at a 50% pullback. So considered rather shallow. Generally, I want to be buying below the 50%, ideally at a discount, but still a possible area of this range, right at equilibrium for price to continue higher. So I mentioned in the video, okay, I want to see us come into here and I want to see the bull step in. I said another potential situation was we saw a swing, a SFP of this low, kind of like we saw here. We did not see that. We've come in, tagged the order block here, and now we're getting a bit of a reaction. So we obviously had FOMC rate discussions today, 75 bips, which I guess the market interprets bearishly as everything dropped. The dollar pumped, stocks dropped, everything rolled over a bit. But before we even knew what the announcement was going to be, we were expecting this pullback based on the run of this high and then a retracement into this price range. So forget the news for a second. We were expecting this pullback, and then the news kind of gave us that push down into our area that we wanted. Now, I won't go into huge detail about, Powell's speech and, whether it was bullish or bearish or whatever. I mean, a couple quick points. They raised it by 75 points. They talked about it potentially taking longer and maybe they'll reduce it or raise it by only 50 bips next time, but they're also going to potentially increase the terminal rate up to 5%. So there's so much to digest there. I don't really care. I'm just interested in trying to make a trade from a level to another level and make some money, right? We're in an area of interest for me. So what I want to be watching now is, are the bulls going to give me a setup in this area? Whether it's a run of this low, right? Because we have effectively equal lows here, basically. Maybe a sweep and then a move up, or are we going to pull back deeper in this range, right? So I drew that range. The 50% was right around here. Maybe we pull back deeper into this price swing because this is a bullish price swing. You have a low and a high and we broke market structure. So we could retrace deeper into the origin of this move, fill in some of this efficiency, and then form our higher low here. I'm not 100% sure which is going to happen. That's how it goes. What I'm doing is looking at areas where I would like to get involved in a trade here or down here, and then I'm looking for clues on the lower time frame, evidence effectively that we're going to be getting in line with that up leg, right? So we had this, that's this to this, right? Now we're experiencing this. Now, is it going to stop here and go up? Or is it going to go much lower and then go up? Or is it going to go just lower completely and completely nuke? We don't know for sure. But what we can do is use TA, how I use it, to give us some clues on where these shifts may occur. Because if we're in an uptrend, right? When we're experiencing this downtrend part of this larger uptrend, right? So consider this your larger parent price swing to the upside, here to here. On the low time frame, there's going to be periods where this looks shitty and it looks like a full-on downtrend. But the highest probability trade, ideally, is that if this is going to continue higher based on us breaking this previous high, like this, where the higher low occurs, this downtrend is then going to flip into an uptrend. And now what do we have? We now have the low time frame syncing back up with the high time frame. And that's going to be your highest probability trade. So the question is, where's that going to happen? We look left, right? We have this bullish order block here. Yeah, it was the one that caused this SFP. So if we break below this, this could arguably be a breaker and send us lower. But this is an area I'm interested in watching. We have these lows here, liquidity, people longing here, people longing this dip. Where's their stop? Probably right around here. Okay, maybe we run that and then reclaim. I need to see something on the low time frame before I just jump in. If we trade up a little bit here, I don't see anything I like, and then we roll over, same stuff I was looking for here, I'm going to be looking for down here. So what does that look like? Zooming in on the hourly here, I need to see some sort of structure get put in here. It's not enough price action yet. Right now, remember I talked about the 1 hour is making lower lows and lower highs, right? Very clearly. So I want to see the 1 hour shift back into an uptrend. Now, this high is quite far away. This is technically your market structure high on the hourly and your market structure low. If I'm looking to long to 21.5, I'm not going to wait for us to get back to 20,900. But if we do something like this, put in a high here, right? And then a higher low, and then break here, that I would consider a bullish trigger, right? So some sort of bullish market structure forming on the low time frame, or maybe we're gonna run this low. Maybe the next candle here goes like this, runs that low. Now this becomes my level of interest. If we're able to reclaim here, get back above there, that would be my long trigger, something along those lines. Otherwise, if I don't see that, I don't take a trade. And that's something that a lot of people have trouble coming to grips with. Price dumped into the zone and now it's up a couple percent. And they're like, fuck, I didn't long it. I need to be in a trade. I don't, right? I don't need to rush it. I'm going to wait for where the odds are most stacked in my favor. There's going to be trades you miss. There's going to be trades you get wrong. So the trades that I take, I want to have the highest probability that they're going to work out. There's no such thing as 100% probabilities. No way, right? Or else I wouldn't be making YouTube videos. I'd be on a mega yacht somewhere if I knew how to get every trade right. But what I can do is use TA to put the puzzle pieces together in a way where my likelihood of being potentially right is higher. And I have a bit of an edge, potentially. Could always still be wrong. We could do this, right? Make a higher high. I could long, and then it could do this. It's completely possible. You need to be okay with being wrong and not knowing what's going to happen. There's no way you're going to know for sure. That being said, if nothing sets up here that I like, right? What day of the week is it? It's Wednesday. Could the low of the week be in now? I don't know. It's too early to tell, but I'm not interested in trying to guess. I'm going to wait for something that I like to see on the low time frame, things I've taught in previous streams, breakers, order blocks, whatever technique, entry pattern, over-unders that you like to use to get in. I need to see that bullishness. If I believe that this is a bullish leg and I'm looking to buy a retracement, I need to see the low time frame sync back up with this high time frame move. That's going to give me the highest likelihood of being right. Now, if it doesn't set up here, I'm totally okay waiting for price to come down here and seeing if it gives me one of my setups, right? My most common one, right? You guys know this one by now. Maybe it gives me that down here. I don't know. So I'm going to wait and see. This could very well, like it's pumping right now. You feel, look on the hourly. If you're watching this on the 30 minute, right? The 5 minute, you're like, fuck, I missed the move. Missed the move. This is it. I missed it. Maybe you did. Maybe it goes higher without you. I don't know. I don't care. What I'm waiting for is something that I want to see on my execution time frame to get involved. So I haven't seen that yet, so I'm not stepping in. I did take a little long here in the Discord. It was like 3R. based on just literally bullish market structure, pullback, small little long. But coming into FOMC and the rate discussion, I didn't want to be trading anyways because I don't have a system for this kind of candle personally, not really. So, and that's okay. So I'm waiting and seeing, right? But we got the pullback we were expecting to an area of interest. So when you make your analysis here and you're like, my area of interest is here, this is the waiting period. This is where a lot of people fuck up, right? So this is the waiting period and you got to be okay with waiting. And maybe nothing sets up here and I got to wait for it to get down here. And guess what? If we come here and do something and then go up, maybe I missed that trade because I was waiting for lower. I'm okay with that. If you're not okay with that, make your own decision, do your own analysis, and do whatever the fuck you want. It's your money, right? Hey guys, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to the partners for this video, Elrond. Elrond is a layer 1 that is focused on scalability, speed, and security. They're layer 1, so they're effectively kind of the infrastructure, the base layer which apps and use cases are built upon. But I don't want to go too much into the token. What I want to talk about is X Day. X Day is the first global event being put on by Elrond. It's happening in Paris in just over a week, November 3rd through November 5th. There's going to be speakers, dinners, networking opportunities, parties. I wish I could go myself. If you're interested in learning more about Elrond and that layer 1's ecosystem, I highly suggest you check this out. It's going to be happening in Paris. Wish I could be there. Thank you so much to the Elrond team. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. Ethereum did the same thing. The main difference here with Ethereum is Ethereum, we technically broke high here, right? Whereas on Bitcoin, we SFP'd this high, right? So this was the swing. On Bitcoin, we never broke out here. Ethereum, we did. So you could argue that Ethereum is more bullish, right? And that's reflected in FBTC being up right now because we actually have now a bullish swing here. You have a low, right? That took out a high and a higher high. So Ethereum is actually in that lower part of this price swing. But my thoughts on it are very similar. So if Ethereum is going to bounce, it came right into that order block I was talking about. You could have longed this, same with Bitcoin, just enter on the OB, stop at the low. Totally okay. But I like entering a little bit more low time frame. So same thing. PA looks almost identical. We got the fuck you candle here, the Darth Maul. I want to see something form here, low time frame. Maybe we run this low, right? And then break up. I don't know. Maybe we run this low, stop the early longers out. I don't know. But Ethereum is more bullish and relative to this price swing, we're in that discounted area. So this is where you want to be looking for longs on Ethereum, down in this area here, relative to this price swing here, okay? But we got the pullback on both, same as Bitcoin. We noted the pullback coming, we waited, now we're paying attention. Exact same as Bitcoin here. If this area fails, I'm looking for this inefficiency to get filled down into the point of origin of this swing. So if Bitcoin's going back to 19.2, Ethereum could be going back to 1360. Now, what I don't like about that deeper pullback, I'll look at Bitcoin first, is we have this huge 40 plus day range here that we just barely broke out of, and we're now retesting the highs. Big consolidation here, broke out, we're now retesting the highs. I don't really want us to break back in here. I don't think that shows me that this is a very strong move. We could come, right, back into here, put in a higher low, and then go, absolutely. But I would much rather us break out of this range and stay out of this range. That's just my general thoughts. Same with Ethereum here. We have this big range here. Ethereum, I guess, is more bullish because here's our big range. So we could come all the way back down here, right? And still just be retesting that old range high, right? So I guess that's a little cleaner. That being said, you have this very clear SR area on Ethereum. You do not want to get back below 1250 to 1300 on Ethereum. Like for us to have this big consolidation, this big move away, you want this to be our higher low if this is going to make another leg much higher. You don't want us to get back below here because then very likely here. So hopefully that makes sense. Looking at the dollar, we talked about the downtrend being formed on the daily, right? So we have that high, low. When is this a lower high? Now, okay, boom, broke it. What are we now doing? We now are in this price swing and we're retracing into a premium. We're retracing into the upper, right? The 50% is here. We're retracing into the upper part. So if this is going to continue down, this upper portion of this swing up in here is where we want to see price reject and put in another lower high, exactly like this did, right? What happened? Price came, traded into the upper part of the range, rejected by the OB, boom. So we want to see that same thing happen if this is going to roll over. We want it to roll over, somewhere between where it is right now to maybe as high as like 113.50. You don't really want to see it get above either of these highs, but they are precariously equal right? Very close to each other. So you want to see a lower high here form if we're going to have continuation of the downside on the dollar, which means potential continued bullishness for risk. Lastly, we'll look at ES. I talked about this being a potential draw. We technically have not broken down yet here. We have our low to a high that broke market structure. We're trading right near that low. So I do not generally like, what is that low there? 75750. What's the low here? 756. So we SFP'd this low just by a tinge. So again, could we pull back deeper here within this leg? Pull back deeper? Absolutely. And then maybe target here, but we're going to wait and see. If the dollar rolls over, Bitcoin and Ethereum and stocks are in an area where I want to see them bounce. The dollar continues to trade higher. Bitcoin could go to 19.2. Ethereum could go down into the 1400 to, high 1300s. And ES could come back down to 3700, maybe a little lower. So we got to wait and see. But I don't have a trade set up right now. We're at areas of interest for me across the board. We expected the pullback. We got the pullback. Let's see if we can get continuation of this up move, or is this the end of the bear market rally? Is this it? If you look at the higher time frame here, we have our swing high and our swing low here. Came right into the 6-2, right into the weekly bearish order block that caused the break in market structure. There's a very real possibility that maybe that was it. Ideally, I would still like another stab up deeper into this area, but it does not have to happen. This could be the extent of this rally. So we're waiting to see, and we're chilling, man. I'm not gonna rush into anything. I know the levels of interest I have. We're at them. I'm looking for now the low time frame to show me the signs and the signals I need to then formulate a trade. Because I didn't just enter here and have my stop here. You could, but I ideally want to see something form low time frame, right? Now my entry is here and my stop is here, whatever it is. And now I've got my risk defined. This structure is now lining up with that parent price swing, right? So we're hoping that this part of the price swing is over and we're lining up for the next move higher. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see, but nice to see the analysis, at least expecting the pullback to the areas we discussed playing out. I will try and keep up to date with you guys. I'm leaving tomorrow for Dubai, going to the crypto fights. If you're gonna be there, let me know. We'll get a beer, smoke some shisha, and I'm gonna be announcing the fights. It's gonna be super fun. I might have some kind of vloggy content, just showing you guys, what the experience is like at the fights in Dubai with the boys, commentating the fights. It's gonna be super fun. So hopefully you guys like those types of videos as well, because I think they'll be fun to record. But I will have my laptop. I'm staying in the same place the entire time. So I'll have my laptop and a mouse and a microphone, and I'll be able to put out some decent quality content still while I'm away. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in.